Guess what, Kaitlyn? We are live. It's PJ
Yay!
Kwong here with Kaitlyn Weaver. Oh my goodness, how much fun is this going to be able to be talking to you? I am so excited.
Well, anytime is fun with you, PJ.
Anytime is fun with you too, my friend. So here we are in the middle of this COVID pandemic. Who could have imagined that the world would have gone, excuse me, like it has? It's just been crazy. Excuse me. Nothing wrong with
Are
me,
you
people.
okay?
I feel completely fine.
Fever?
No, I'm good. I'm good. But my audience out there, your audience out there, anybody who wants to chime in with any questions, any comments, we're going to be posting them and talking about them. But so, Kaitlyn, how have you been passing your time?
I have been very busy, actually. I'm here in New York City, and I'm very inspired to announce that I'm creating an initiative, a fundraiser, a live benefit featuring the world's best skaters straight into your living room. And we're going to raise money. We're going to chat. Who knows what's going to happen? It's live, it's spontaneous, but ultimately we're going to connect with each other and mobilize this great skating family and hopefully raise some money for those that need it the most.
We do have a wonderful skating family, and you're calling this initiative Open Ice. And people can see on the crawler on the bottom of the screen. I did that myself, people. I'm getting so smart. It's just not even fun. I know, really, except I've kind of messed up my name and yours, but okay, it's a learning process. But you're calling it Open Ice. Tell me about the moment of inspiration.
I was watching the Rosie O'Donnell show. She created something similar, a version of her show on TV, on YouTube, that I put on my TV, of course, to benefit the Actors Fund. And it had the who's who of Broadway actors and musicians, and she raised over $600,000. And I thought that was very moving. And so I thought, you know what? I think our skating family reaches the ends of the earth, and why not try and do something similar? And we're all in our homes, we all want to help, and trying my best to make it possible.
So we got a couple of quick comments that I'm going to show you. First of all, Jennifer thinks this is very exciting. I do too. Stephanie Jelina. Hi, girls. Lovely to see you. Nice to see you back. And then another cool comment. This one from
Hi, Terry.
Terry. I know Terry is one of the regulars in our skating family. Like, this is what's so much fun about all of this. I can't wait too, Terry, for this project to come to life. So what have you decided to do? It's going to be April 25th, 5 p.m. Eastern time. But what else can you
Actually,
tell
I
us?
will announce that it has been changed to 2 p.m. Eastern time because
Okay.
we had some comments from our European skating family that said, hey, what about us? So we actually decided to roll it back. You can find all of the information on openicelive.com and also our Instagram page, openice.live. So there will
Wonderful.
be the latest information, but it will be 2 p.m. Eastern time just to try and get as many people watching and many people donating as possible. But our guest list is extensive. I'm working with Jordan Cowan. I think it's so important to say from at On Ice Perspectives. So many skating fans know him, and so many
Hi, Jordan.
skaters know him for his incredible eye aesthetic appreciation for skating, and he's on the ice filming skaters in their natural habitat. So he was one of the first people that I called and said, hey, I have this crazy idea. Do you think you can help me? And he said, absolutely. So April 25th, we'll both be there along with close to 50 of skating's biggest stars across time. I think it's important to really get as many people that are names in this sport that really are going through this just like you are at home. You know, we're all in this together and no one's alone. And I think it's powerful to feel connected to the place where we feel most at home.
And we're all trying to find our way. I mean, that's the thing is you think, oh, I'm going to be at home for 10 days. It's going to be fine. And then here we are, like, I think I'm in my 5th week at home. I'm trying to be productive. I'm trying to sort of get out there in the world. You are too. This is how we sort of connected over this. So Joanne Tam has a great question.
Okay.
Why New York? Tell me why you're there. See, look at this. Look at all the fun buttons I'm pressing. It's incredible.
That's so cool. Hi, Joanne. You know what? With our hiatus from competition, Andrew's and mine, I took a lot of time to figure out where I belonged. And New York is so rich with culture and art and music and dance. And if I want to be a creative person in figure skating in the future, then I wanted to do a little bit of a self-study and come here to experience all it has to offer. Unfortunately, 3 months after I moved here, we're in a pandemic, but I am inspired. I'm inspired here, and Canada will always be home, but this is where my heart is for now, and we'll see what happens in the future.
What people don't know is that you are a theater buff, and you and I went to the theater together
Yeah.
in the fall during the Battle of the Blades run. So
Yeah.
we really enjoyed it too. So so you're in the right place for when Broadway comes back. You will be there front and center.
Oh, you better believe it. There's something so pure about their art form, and it's so easy to connect with ours. We're storytellers. They're on the
Yeah.
stage on the ice, and I think that's why I was drawn to Rosie's show too. Is that we're all kind of a similar group, and so I love to learn from them and soak up all of the talent that they have to offer.
Here's a great question from my kombucha. Have a read.
Well, who does your funding COVID-19 initiative target to help exactly? Okay, so my initiative is to benefit the UN Foundation's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund with the WHO. So this organization, the UN Foundation, is with every country around the world. They send help, they send PPE, they are conquering this disease systematically from every angle, and I think in over 52 countries. So I felt with an international group of guests, it was important that the funds raised go internationally. And so that's how we landed on the UN Foundation. They're helping everybody who needs it most all around the world.
So when people are watching the broadcast, are they going to be able to donate in real time, or is it going to be something after the fact? How have you figured that out?
So we will have a link that is similar to the scrolling one that you have down there. We'll have the link. It will be a Tiltify link, which is just a fundraising website, fundraising platform, very easy to navigate, and we'll be able to see in real time the donations that are coming in towards our cause. So it goes right to the UN Foundation. It doesn't have any intermediary stops, but we're able to calculate just how much the skating family can raise altogether.
Okay, so who are some of the rascals you've been working with? Because it's quite the list.
Well, there are some surprises built in, but I mean, just to name a few: Scott Hamilton, Kurt Browning, Patrick Gorzieva, Shaylin Bourne, Satoko Miyahara, Yuka Sato, Eric Radford, Patrick Chan. Gosh, my list is mind blowing, and I'm just so grateful that everyone has the time for this right now and is donating their time and so graciously being a part of this. Meryl Davis and Charlie White, Tanith,
Adam Rippon, Alyona.
Alyona Savchenko. Thank you.
I'm actually looking at the list, so it's
Yeah,
a little bit easier for me.
we're rolling out names each and every day. More and more people are joining our cause. So if you stay tuned to the Instagram page, that's where you can find the most relevant and up-to-date information.
So tell me the Instagram page again.
openice.live.
Perfect. Here is a lovely comment from Kate Acton McKenney.
We cannot wait for this exciting endeavor. Me either.
Me too. And you know what? Terry's got a great comment too. She's always got great comments.
Right. I mean, I think the goal is to help the people most in need. But honestly, this has even just helped me. I think it's really powerful to have a purpose right now.
Yeah,
to have
for sure.
To work towards, to wake up and be excited. And in this time, it's so easy to feel lost or stuck or anxious, and those are all things that I've felt so strong, and as soon as I started working on this, it was like, you know what, let's put whatever gifts we've all got to good use and see what good we can do during this time.
Okay, Kaitlyn, be prepared to be dazzled. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm
Wait,
so
wait.
ready, PJ.
What? Watch this. Oh, I did it wrong. Hold
Can
on.
we open on
Go to
top on Instagram? Perfect.
see. I did it, but I meant to do it as a little ticker. Wait, wait. Anyway, so that part is super exciting. Now, this is something that producers do, not performers. So tell me, does this interest you? This whole world of producing?
Well, it's a lot to think about. I never thought that this is something that I would want to be doing, but I'm really having so much fun. Um, I think the purpose of this event is to share hope and community, but there are so many moments of fun and laughter and spontaneity, and just creating a story within this piece that we're going to do live. Who knows what's going to happen, but for me to create a story and meaning with everything is fulfilling for me.
Yep.
So I'm having fun just in the everyday, and I hope that it will be a success on April 25th.
So, you and I mean, I have been in shows and done shows, and I want to know how you figure out who does what when. So, how do you start with who's the first guest, or are you just kind of winging it? Like, tell me the process that you figured out to sort of frame the show for the skeleton of it.
Ooh, I don't have a process. I'm
Uh-oh.
making it up as I go along. Honestly, I will tell you I'm not winging it, but just putting it together, I was just like, how do people do this? And I actually was messaging with Sandra Bezic, and I was just like, I'm working on the running order, and she's like, "Welcome to showbiz, kid." You know, and I gotta start somewhere. I gotta start. It has to make sense to me. And what I did, honestly, which I think is so valuable, even no matter if you're putting together a benefit or not, is I reached out to my friends, and I called Ashley Wagner, I called Adam Rippon, and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" I called Megan Duhamel and said, "What would be funny? Would this be funny? What would be interesting for the skating fans to see? Something they've never seen before." And so I went with my own little guidance of like, I'm a skating fan. What have I never seen that would be fun for me to watch? What would be touching for me? What stories do I want to hear? And then I just started kind of creating a little roadmap from there, and it's changing every day.
Yep.
So that's why you can look at the Instagram for the most up to date information. Is that it's always changing, but it's fun. It's fun to put it together, and with also respecting just the gravity of this situation. You know, we're in a pandemic, so it's still important to find those moments where we can all be like, hey, who knows what's going to happen,
Yeah.
but let's try and just stay above water here, you know.
So, for the young skaters who are probably listening to this interview right now, what kinds of things can they be doing in their off ice world to sort of be thinking about performance? I mean, obviously, you've got all of these amazing skating talents who are coming on this show and they're going to be performing in some capacity. What can the kids learn about performing from, let's say, watching them or even with you with some advice?
Um, it makes me think that I'm going to be happy to talk to Brian Orser on the show, and
Yep.
he's actively teaching his students, and will be for the foreseeable future. And so I think he's got some great tips on how to stay motivated. For me, though, I was trying to put myself in a skater's shoes. Because I feel a little bit far away from the competition world, and I thought, what would I be doing to stay motivated right now? But one thing that I love to do in my free time, whether it's this much free time or our old lives, is research. I would
Yep.
dive into themes, dive into music, dive into theater and movies, and read about different stories, and that is where I would find inspiration. So that's for me as an ice dancer. But even there's so many athletes that are doing wonderful things across all sports.
Yeah,
Um, I
it's
think
true.
it took for me to go to the Olympics to realize there were really more people like us outside of the skating world in other sports. And so that's what helped me stay connected to the world of athletics. But there are so many people doing wonderful things, and they're so open with sharing them right now, which I think is great. So just dive into what the internet has to offer. There are things being streamed from the Met. There's operas every night. There's shows and movies. And I think there's so much inspiration that you can find right now. And with the time to do that, I think it's going to be a really interesting season to see what this has brought forward.
I think that it's brought forward also lots of I mean, I know that it's tough for people. I know that lots of people are really struggling in all kinds of ways, but I also know that it's bringing forward lots of kindness and lots of humanity, which I'm delighted to see. And this is your show is just an example of what we're talking about. There's a little message here for you.
Hi, Amanda.
Ryan Stevens, who's an unbelievable blogger. And you know what? He is Skateguard Blogspot. So check his stuff out, historical, and you and I are both fans of history. And then Elizabeth Cardoza Taylor, another well-known member of our skating family who's all in where this is concerned. So are there going to be some surprises? So you've got this like Hamilton. How excited am I to tune in to watch him? And I'm sorry, I read Michelle Kwan.
Yes, I mean we're chatting with Michelle to see just how much she will participate. This again is a list that's subject to change, but there's so much positive feedback from the skaters. So I hope that everyone can find the time to be a part of this. Fingers crossed. But you know what? This is all on the internet. So I hope that no one's internet goes out. Like I'm an amateur. Who knows what's gonna happen? We all have really great intentions. So keep your fingers crossed for me, people.
I am going to keep my fingers crossed, but honestly, if I can do this, you can do better.
Well, I've got talent on my side. That's my saving grace.
Yeah. Now, tell me about Valentina Marquet. And I saw Jane's name on the list as well. These are people that, of course, I get to see all the time backstage at competitions, and I love these people. There isn't anybody on this list that I'm not a fan of.
Valentina Marquet is a very dear friend of mine, and my heart went out to her when this was just beginning, and in Italy was hit so hard, and now of course it's everywhere. But I've been keeping up to date with her daily, and she's been quarantined, taking care of her family, and she has a very interesting perspective with what she's been doing with her time too. So I'm really looking forward to sharing a little bit of her story and chatting with her, who's really just my dear friend. You know, that's at the end of the day, these are all stars, but we're all here for each other, you know, and just like you said, you know, all these people from backstage, and I feel like the skating fans, as wonderful and dedicated and supportive as they are, they feel like they know all of us too. And so what better way, in my opinion, to just kind of unite all of us together and try and do this thing on behalf of the skating family.
Do you think when this is all done, do you think that we're going to move much more to online kinds of entertainment, or do you think that we're going to be back in the rinks at some point?
That's a great question. I think it's hard. I think it's hard to say. I think one thing that will be utilized more now is online learning.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible what coaches and choreographers are able to do via these platforms, and most likely they'll show up whenever the season does commence and probably look like they didn't lose any time. You know, I think where there's a will, there's a way, and even if you have a choreographer who lives across the world, you know, I think it's a really unique resource to be able to connect and learn. And now we have such great practice with it, you know, so who knows what we'll be able to do from here on out.
All right, my friend. As I flash this on the bottom, here is my last question for you. Oops, I moved my camera. Oh, I moved it the wrong way. There we go. Once again, tell me what you're doing. Tell me what the name of it is. Where can people find more information and all that stuff?
Okay. I created Open Ice Live, a live benefit featuring your favorite skaters to raise money for the UN Foundation's COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund with the WHO. It's going to be spontaneous and fun and unique and honestly live. So who knows what's going to happen? But we're here to share, to network, to bring this family together. That's my goal, and raise money for those that need it the most around the world.
And it's April 25th at 2 p.m. Eastern.
2 p.m. Eastern time. You can go to Instagram and go to @openice.live or openicelive.com for all the details.
And you will be posting details about where specifically it's going to be streamed and any other kinds of information that people can get. Now, will people be able to interact? Is it an interactive sort of special, or is it more people are going to be just watching?
Hopefully a little bit of both. So PJ, you've been able to push through comments that you see fit. That's exactly what we'll be doing too. So depending on the guest and depending on the thing that we'll be doing with the guest, we're happy to get feedback, and we'll open the floor for questions and for comments and for other special surprises that I'm not releasing. So yeah, I mean, we're all in this together. Let's make this fun for everyone, whether you're sitting at home. Well, we're all sitting at home on our couch. Whether you're a fan sitting at home on your couch or an Olympian, we're going to make this for everybody.
That is amazing. Well, there are a couple of April birthday. I know. Okay. You know what? Leave it to my good buddy, yours too. Hey, Oren Isaacs. Thank you for joining in. It does say 5 p.m.
It's a new range. I'm sorry. I'm just a beginner.
No, and it was 2 days ago. It was 5 p.m., but we got it changed, Oren. It's going to be 2 p.m., and I'm going to send you a personal information. You better be watching. Anyway, it's so much fun to have everybody online. One last question. This is from Gretchen, because you and I are both April babies. What was it like celebrating birthday in the midst of all this? Oh, for me first? I'm sorry. I thought you were doing a little choreographic move there. My birthday was
like I was dancing by myself.
And what did I do? My daughter, who's an amazing cook, with whom I share our home, she cooked something quite wonderful for me, and it was like being with somebody in grade 3 again. She's an adult, works in IT, and what she did was made me a homemade card.
Oh, that's so nice.
And promised me lots of money when things change. She's going to reupholster a chair for me.
Oh, very nice. For me, my birthday was on the 12th, and it was Easter. So I spent a lot of time on Facebook. FaceTime. I watched Andrea Bocelli in the Duomo.
Oh,
sang. I thought that was really beautiful. And I had my own arts and crafts. I made myself a happy birthday sign. It's up there. because why not?
Because why not? Well, maybe I should send you a homemade card. I'm just saying. I now have the technology to do it. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much. One last time, go to Instagram, and you will be able to find out all the details. And Kaitlyn Weaver, you are always a treat to talk to. And what a class act doing this for the world. We all really appreciate it. Bless you.
Thank you so much, PJ. See you all
Talk to you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.